Irashaimase! Hello and welcome to Fataris' Kitchen. I'm your host, Chef Fataris. On the menu today, we're taking a look at Steam's Next Fest, a celebration of upcoming games. Basically, I tried several of the shoot-'em-up demos available during Next Fest, and these are my top 5 recommends to watch for the future. What kind of taste will they have? Let's get cooking and find out. First up, we have Dead End City from Pixel Licker, a post-apocalyptic arcade shooter. Collect fuel and dodge enemy fire as you fight back against the evil Scorpio gang. Mixes cars, Shmups, and themes that would have been right at home in 80s anime and arcades. So, the easiest way I can summarize this particular title is it's Mad Max meets Galaga. And that's really what kind of drew me in, was just that fascinating combination, and as well as the theme itself, and this one just has a lot of really fun gameplay. This is definitely one that's well worth watching for the future, in addition to a demo that's well worth your time. Next we have Dogfight, a sausage bomber story, from Katsu Entertainment and Hound-Picked Games. Arcade shoot-'em-up action is back. Team up with the entire family for explosive action, signature humor, and thrilling adventure. Join the Sausage Bomber Corps for daring missions to defend the nations of Relistonia and more against the world-conquering ambitions from the mysterious Vega Nation. So this one just ends up being a really fun, solid, horizontal scrolling shoot-'em-up. Especially with the prospect of 4-player co-op, I definitely think if that's what you're looking for, then this title is definitely one that would be worth the time to check out. As well as not just that, but having a relatively decent length demo with a couple stages there, and a bit of the action to see with the 4 different players you can, or rather 4 different characters you can select from. I think there's a fair bit here to try out, and once again, this is one that I'm definitely looking forward to playing when it releases. And it also makes me want a bratwurst. Moving on, we have Polyfury from Wayfarer Games. 7 deadly shapes will push your abilities to the edge in Polyfury, an intense bullet hell with a circular twist. So initially, this title caught my eye because of its relatively minimalistic design. I do really appreciate that sort of thing, and as mentioned in the copy, this title has a really interesting circular twist. So it's basically a boss fighting bullet hell, but you're confined to this circular track. Think something along the lines of, say, Tempest, and you've got about the right idea there, just a boss fighting bullet hell. So if that's something that sounds intriguing to you, this is definitely one to keep an eye on. And it's definitely a fun challenge as well, so if you're looking for a challenge, I think this will be the one to satisfy you. And now we have Thunderbird from Hyena Studio. Thunderbird is a classic arcade-style STG. You will be the pilot of the space fighter, stepping onto the space stage, engaged in a war between many forces. Setting copies aside, Thunderbird is the title that's been on my radar out of all the demos I've played the longest. This is one that when I was browsing Steam, I came across, and just looking at the screenshots and the video, it was immediately a shoot-'em-up that I wanted to play. It's totally my style, and once I sat down and played the demo, 100%. This is a title that I want to play, and one that is very enjoyable. It's a super solid vertical scrolling shoot-'em-up with bullet hell elements. You've got great bullet patterns from both the regular enemies and the bosses, of sub-bosses galore, as well as a lot of complex scoring that I think will make this title the one you play through over and over again to ultimately get a higher level of mastery. And if that's something you're looking forward to, then this is definitely a title that you should keep an eye on, as I will definitely be playing this one as well when it comes out. And last but certainly not least, we have Vacant Kingdom from developer Shrew. Vacant Kingdom is a synthesis of bullet hell and story-driven action RPG. Explore a whimsical yet desolate land and rally its adrift people by solving their problem. Out of all the demos I played, Vacant Kingdom was the one I ultimately enjoyed the most. I went and put the most time into that, and part of it's because of the type of gameplay it was, but also because I was really enjoying myself when I played the demo. So the characters are cute, the whole art style is adorable, and the main shoot 'em up mechanic is twin stick shoot 'em ups. I love that particular shoot 'em up style, so this was definitely a title that appealed to me on multiple levels. In addition to that, you also have a cast of interesting characters, some great dialogue, some interesting puzzle solving, and some really awesome boss fights. Especially the first boss you come across, I really enjoyed playing through that particular boss with some of the bullet patterns. You're fighting this plant boss, and you've got these bullet patterns that look like petals. Oh, perfect. So Vacant Kingdom rocketed to the top of my anticipated list, and this is definitely one that'll be playing when it releases. And there you have it. 5 shoot 'em ups served up for your enjoyment. Now, one thing to keep in mind, these are all demos, so there might be some changes between now and their final release. But I did really enjoy my time with all of them, and this demo did a great job of showing us the promise of these titles. So all these titles are ones I will be wishlisting, and if they seem interesting to you, I encourage you to go and play the demos and also wishlist these titles to help support the developers. And who knows, we might see some of these titles as Shoot 'em Up Saturdays at some point in the future as well. Alright, that'll just about wrap it up for today's episode. I want to thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful day. See you next time.